Now we're looking at violent protests in Bihar over centre's Agnipath scheme. Students have resorted to stone-pelting at several railway stations. Roads have been blocked. Transportation has been crippled. Public properties have been vandalized. A large number of army aspirants there vented out their anger by placing burning tires on the streets and torching many train bogies. Baton-wielding protesters smashed glass windows of the intercity express train at Babua Road railway station and set one coach on fire as well. At the railway station in Ara, police had to resort to tear gas shelling to disperse huge crowds of protesters who pelted stones at the police. This comes just 2 days after the centre announced the Agnipath scheme, through which soldiers would be recruited into the Indian Army on a 4-year contract basis. Defence job seekers voiced their concerns over the job security and pension. They're demanding the centre to roll back this decision. Let me cut across to Rohit Singh joining us live for more on that. Rohit, please break down to us. While on one hand the Agnipath scheme has received a warm welcome, here you have aspirants, the actual true youngsters who have been wanting to enter the Indian Army, who've been waiting for 2 years, but because of COVID, selection process was stalled. Now are very upset with this new process where youth between 17 to 21 will be invited into the Indian Army only for a contract period of 4 years. They will not be eligible for pension. Only those with who are deserving or those on merit will be retained into the army. What happens to the large number of the youth, particularly in Bihar, who are preparing for these examinations? What are the fears they have?
Well, that's the exact reason why massive protest is being witnessed at several places across Bihar. And right now we are at the Ara railway station. This railway station has in fact for the last couple of days emerged as the epicenter of the entire protest which is going on in Bihar over the new army recruitment policy of the government. And pictures we are showing you live here from Ara railway station. This is the railway track. You can see at the platform number 4 how vehicles have been torched here. You can see 2 vehicles, 2-wheelers, a scooty and a motorcycle. They were thrown on the track. On the track it was thrown and it was put on fire, and now the administration has removed these vehicles which are completely damaged here from the railway track, so that to ensure that vehicular, in fact the train movement could be started. And violence scenes also witnessed on the platform number 4. Pictures we are showing you here at the platform number 4 at Ara. You can see here how this entire platform has been vandalized here. Broken window panes. You can see here broken window panes here all across. And since morning here again thousands of angry youth, they burst into the railway station at platform number 4 and went on a rampage. This side you can see, this is the booking center. This is a ticket booking counter here, and you can see how everywhere broken window panes can be seen here. And this is huge. This is huge. You can see this is the railway booking center and the window completely smashed here. The window of this railway booking center completely smashed, and now the railway staff coming here trying to clear this entire debris and mess here. You can see how the thousands of youth who went on a rampage at Ara railway station, they have damaged this station completely, especially at the railway station platform number 4, and also half a dozen small shops and stalls which we find at the platforms. Those have also been damaged here, and students have looted all the things that were present there. So this is the kind of protest which is being witnessed, and Ara is not alone. Almost a dozen of districts in Bihar right now witnessing massive protests over the Agnipath policy, which is the new army recruitment policy. And here we can show you. Again we will take you to the railway track here, and again we will try to show how small stalls which are put at the platforms. The stalls have been picked up from this place and thrown on the railway track. You can see This is the kind of violence that has been witnessed. The administration was trying to contain the situation, to control the damage, but they were completely outnumbered by the number of angry youth who were protesting the Agnipath policy. And several trains since morning, all the train movement have been completely stalled here at the Ara railway station. No train movement happening here, and passengers facing a harrowing time. So this is the kind of violence and violent protest which is being witnessed across Bihar, be it Buxar, Jahanabad, Nawada, Munger, Vaishali, Muzaffarpur, all these districts. And what you also know, in Chhapra, a coach of a train has also been put on fire. So this is what really is happening in Bihar. A couple of months back, we saw in the railway recruitment, when the railway recruitment, the entire Bihar faced massive protests, and now over the army recruitment policy, we see that huge and widespread violence is being witnessed. And see, after almost 4 to 5 hours, a train is now reaching the platform here at Ara, because this railway station was completely, in a sense we can say, was under siege by the protesting youth, and now the situation is getting back to normal. However, this is only the second day, and it is likely that tomorrow also such violent scenes could be witnessed, and youth in Bihar, especially, very angry with the new policy of the government. Arila.
You know, Rohit, at this point, has the government stepped in to respond to these protesters? We know that there's large-scale unemployment as well in Bihar, and that's possibly another reason that's added to this kind of anger among the youth at large. Many of them were at least aspiring to join the army, but this is certainly for them come as a setback. They certainly do feel insecure, and we understand their insecurities at this point, but is anyone trying to quell that kind of agitation that prevails in the state?
Well, you are right, Nabila. See, the Shahabad area of Bihar, which includes the areas like Ara, Buxar, Kaibur, these are the areas from where large number of youth get recruited in the army. So that is why we are seeing most of the violence also and protests also happening in these districts where the candidates here are extremely upset with the new policy, and they are not very clear also as to what will happen to the future. They are very insecure about the future. The students are saying, what happens to those who have already appeared for the medical, who have already appeared for the physical? What will happen to them? Will their written examination be conducted or not? Secondly, also there is insecurity about what will happen after 4 years. After 4 years of completion in the army, job in the army, what will happen to those students or those candidates? So all these things are making the students extremely insecure, and the government till now hasn't stepped in. Yesterday we saw how the Haryana government, or maybe the Uttar Pradesh government, has stepped in to contain the situation. They are offering jobs on priority once these candidates complete 4 years in army. So they have come up with an alternative. But till now the Bihar government has not made any kind of offer as such, and that is why we are seeing for the second day today that violence, widespread violence in fact taking place across a dozen districts in Bihar, and Ara railway station, where we are at this point of time, has emerged as the epicenter of these entire violent protests.